Welcome back to Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. Last time we found out that Karkino's actually only half against us, and we chased Pablo and his band of cheap Pegasus Knight mercenaries out of there. This time, it's time for filler. So, the next chapter is a little bit weird. Also, a monster just showed up as a Bone Walker. For a few reasons. First reason, this is like Chapter 7 at the start of the game. Once we enter Kea Pelen, we're forced into Chapters 11 and 12 in succession without a chance to go back to the world map. So if you want to buy any provisions or items, do so now, because you won't get another chance for a little bit. In fact, we actually don't have many chances across this entire route, because we get a chance before Chapter 13, but after that it's going to be 14 and 15 back-to-back. I forgot just how many of these back-to-back chapters there were in this game. Anyway, though, I'm gonna go ahead and buy another weapon for Amelia, a Steel Lance, because she can actually double with that pretty consistently. Also, I would like, let's see, manage items. I'm gonna put that Axe Reaver in the convoy, because there actually aren't any axe users in this next chapter. So I won't need that for a little bit. What I might need, though, not Erica, is another Javelin. How's Tana's Javelin looking now that I think about it? Ah, it's still got quite a few uses left. Okay, some more item management. That Torch Staff is going on Natasha because, yep, this next chapter is Fog of War. And let's see. You know, I don't really let her get attacked enough that Vulnerary is really important, so I might as well put that in so I can grab another Torch Staff. Just in case. And, I kind of like having that Shamshire on Erica for the time being, to be honest. You don't... Actually, you might need that door key. I'm going to have you hold on to that for now. Okay, Kyle can give the longbow to Ainz if he's... Where is he? There he is, yeah. And I'm pretty sure... Let's just go ahead and sell those gems that we got. There's really no reason to hang on to them. So let's sell that, and then... This white gem from Ainz is worth a pretty amazing 10,000 gold, so let's go ahead and do that. Ainz's group is effectively combined with us now, so... His funds are our funds. Okay, let's just put that in the convoy. And let's put the guiding ring in the convoy. And, that might actually be... Okay, actually I want to save that for the next chapter. While it does have a use in this one, I'd much rather save it for the next one. Also, hi, Garrick, mirror image of himself there. The world cannot handle that kind of awesomeness. Now, does anybody here have... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And you can put the hammer in the convoy, because it's not going to be necessary just yet. Won't really need the Armor Slayer either. Does anybody have any spare swords that I can give Joshua? You know, since we are going through a couple of chapters back-to-back, might as well buy some extra swords. I'll buy a couple of steel ones. Just because I might be needing those. And how are we doing on lances? You still have an iron one, you've got a bit of a steel one left, you also have quite a lot of a steel one left, you've got that. I think we should be fine on lances for the time being. And axes we're definitely still fine on. And bows, I'm not really training any bow users. Magic, again, I'm pretty sure we're... Actually, I just realized something. Does this place sell fire tomes? Please don't... Thank you, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna want another fire tome. Because I might be needing one of those soon. Loot's fire tome is running a little low. Okay, so with that... I think it should be time to head on out. Yeah, like I said, make sure you take care of all your preparations now, because we're not going to be coming back to the world map for another 2 chapters. So yeah, this chapter doesn't even get the dignity of its own world map location. We're heading to the Kea Pelen Range. Pelin? I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that. But we're traveling down a little-known passage to Johanna. With a very ominous description there. But, you know, nothing bad's gonna happen, right? It's not like these peaks are infested with monsters or anything. Of course they are. And so it's time for, like I said, a chapter that is essentially filler. It's one of the few chapters in the game that I feel the cutscene after it definitely is important, but the chapter itself is one of the few in the game that I don't think advances the story in any meaningful way. But the fact that there's only one chapter like that in this game, that does say something. And yes, it is a Fog of War chapter. Yeah, probably a good idea to not insult a jerk prince to his face. But he is being pretty helpful here. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to realize where monsters are. Abandoned forts are always bad news. And when you hear sounds coming from an abandoned fort, that's probably beside the point there. Yep, we got enemies. And that's pretty much it, except we get a brief scene here. You're saying, it's dangerous to go alone. Don't take this, just leave. And yeah, Teddy just bluntly says, no, you're not fighting. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's gone. But meanwhile, the best character ever is here! Well, one of them anyway. How they got here after going the complete opposite direction before, I'll never know, but, logic means nothing to this group. Unfortunately, Rennick ditched you a long time ago. But they've realized that there are monsters in these ruins. I'm glad Dozler's here, because if it was just Rachel alone, this would be pretty horrifying. Yes, they're obviously meant to destroy them. Although, I'm not sure why she says we fight, because she can't at this point. So, that's as far as the intro cutscenes go. This map, like I said, is Fog of War. This map is actually interesting. The map itself was apparently supposed to be Chapter 6's map, or, you know, definitely Chapter 6's map, from the early part of the game, which is interesting. But it's now been moved to here. This map also didn't exist in the beta version, so that's definitely a good indication that it was added later in development as filler. Interestingly enough, Chapter 8, I was about to say 18. Chapters 11 on both routes, neither of them were present in the... and yes, Amelia's torch is actually going straight on column because I want to try something. Neither of the Chapter 11s in both routes were present originally, so that's kind of strange. They must have been added late in development to round out the number of chapters, so you're not going to be here. I do need column because, like I said, I want to try something. Tana. And here's the problem. I want Garrick and I want Teddy's. Which means I feel so bad about this, but I'm gonna have to kick out Kyle and Franz, I think. Kyle just hasn't really been getting that good lately, and Franz is still great, but I need to bring my dancer. So yeah, normally Colin would be the one to drop, but this is Fog of War, and yeah. Extended vision and all that. Speaking of extended vision, let's do the Colin fog poking trick here. Nothing there. Bone Walker there. Quite a few enemies down here. Entomb, Bone Walker. There are actually quite a few poison weapons on this map, so bringing a few antitoxins is not a bad idea. If you have a restore staff, it might also be a good idea to bring that. This is really all Colin can see at this point, though. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to have Ross go there. Joshua and Garrick will be in my advanced crew. Amelia was going to stay back. Teddy's is going to go around here-ish. Didn't mean to press B there. Someone's going to be easy to do that by accident. Alright. So, here's the thing. This area around here, I'm just going to kind of have Ross plug this. You want to get Erica over to these two as fast as possible, because, yes, when in doubt, talk with your main lord. Lorachel is here. She's not going to be doing much as an NPC. Dosler will thankfully be enough to protect her. So I have this weapon, which is kind of cool. Very heavy, fairly inaccurate, kind of a little bit of a crit rate behind it, but pretty powerful. It's also a weapon that's totally unique to Sacred Stones. Amelia and Tana are going to actually stay back here a bit, because there are some archers around this area. And something that I want to bring up here... Again, we have the very dire Fog of War theme. Is that if there's anybody that you want to train, keep them to the back of, like, where you start. Because some very weak reinforcements are going to show up here that are not much of a threat, and you can kill them pretty easily and get a lot of good experience out of it. So, Tana's falling a bit behind. I might want to leave Tana back for a bit and get a bit of experience for her. Meanwhile, Ross is going to head down here. Never know when I'll need that one-use hatchet. And Colm is going to try something cool. Just got to be careful, because I know there are like 3 Bone Walkers around this area. I didn't know about this until people pointed out in the comments, but thieves normally have an extended vision range in fog. It stacks with the torch. So using a torch with a thief gives a... Watch this. Yeah, that's huge. That's really, really huge. So yeah, we've got 2 archers here. That's why Tana's kind of worrying, and there's also a longbow. But there's also these 2, which Tana's quite adept at fighting. We're seeing our general assortment of monsters at this point, though there are less revenants this time, more Bone Walkers. Garrett can pretty much go onto the front lines here. He's strong, he's durable, he does pretty much everything. He's kind of insane. Meanwhile, he actually does have a support with Joshua, so don't want to get them to an A, obviously, because of, well, you probably know why. But I definitely will be trying to get them to maybe a B, I'll see. Because Garrick also can support Ross. I did that in the most recent playthrough of this game I did. It was actually kind of cool. Anyway, just mainly using this for experience. Don't really need to light up this area, but it's kind of nice. Something to show, though. Not you. Is it you? Okay, you're not even there. There's eventually a Bone Walker that's around here that does something kind of interesting. Now, when I originally played this, I sent Erica down this narrow path here. Turned out to be a bad idea. Not only did she get bogged down in these woods and stuff, but the boss is around here, and it took Erica quite a few turns to kill that guy. I almost instinctively made her move the same way again. So, I think Erica going this way is going to be faster, hopefully. Don't want to use that Shamshir if I can help it. Just trying to wonder about... Yeah, I might need loot over here. Probably do need loot over this way. And yeah, Tana's going to see if she can cover either Ross or stay around back here. Meanwhile, Amelia's just going to stay back here and wait for the reinforcements. And then Seth will go in this direction, and let's see... For now, just... Oh, right, I promised to turn her animations off. I knew I'd forget! For the first time she danced in this chapter, I knew I'd forget, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. There is one annoying downside about doing the custom animations, and it means that the downside is it means that any new characters that join will have their animations defaulted to off. I'm going to have to turn this on manually. But at this point, I'm just going to turn on everyone's except Teddy's. You can even set the animation type for each character individually. Kind of an interesting feature. I don't know if there are any other Fire Emblem games that let you do that. Like, set animations individually. I don't know if I need more experience spam. I think I'm good at the moment. And hey, you can stand next to Joshua. Yeah, just a couple of Revenants down here. Revenants are pretty pathetic at this point in the game. The Bone Walkers are a little tougher. This is also our first sighting, outside of skirmishes, of some other types of monsters that we've never seen before, which you'll hopefully be seeing pretty soon. No speed. No speed. That is unfortunate. At least his strength is 1 point off capped. And bear witness to the amazingness that is Garrick. I probably should have equipped it. I take that back! Bear witness to the amazingness that is Garrick indeed. Okay, well he's one-rounding this guy even with an iron sword. Must have just been the weapon triangle disadvantage there. It's just amazing how much damage this guy can do with just a basic iron sword. Yeah, Garrick is, in case you couldn't tell, one of my favorite characters. Oh! That's interesting. I didn't realize it sets animations to off by default for NPCs. I might have to temporarily turn them back on, because I just want to show what Dozzlers look like. Kind of unfortunate, because I don't think you can set animations individually on or off for NPCs. At least not while they're still NPCs. There's a nuance that we haven't seen before. But yeah, if you've done skirmishes, you might have already seen them. Berserker's critical a lot, by the way. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I'm actually going to be putting them on again, just so that I can see Dozzler's animations. But anyway, these are Malvdoogs. I think that's Celtic. I'm pretty sure that's Celtic. They're essentially monster myrmidons. They're also pretty fast in terms of movement. They have very high skill and speed, and they attack with fangs. So, I kind of like them. They were not in Gaiden. This is a new type of monster that was added in Sacred Stones, and like I said, I think they're pretty cool. Their promoted versions can be pretty irritating, though, just because of how absurdly fast they are. Now, let's see. I've got an archer there. Garrett can pretty much handle most of this. Suppose I can move Joshua behind. Let's just see where they can go. Now, meanwhile, if I get Colum all the way to the center-ish part and use the torch again, I'm going to be lighting up almost everything. Okay, that guy's got a chest key there, and there's an iron lance. There is a very sneaky set of enemies around this corner here. That's... well, you'll see later. They get pretty annoying. Especially if you're not prepared for what they do. Because it's something that you might not see coming. Okay, I'm going to have to see Tether's animations again here. Just as I want to show what Dozz's animations look like. And hey, level up for Teddies. Even though it doesn't really mean much. Wow. That is incredibly unlucky with how high her growths are. Really unlucky. Yeesh, that is not good at all. And as for Natasha, you can go ahead and, let's see. Let's just get you a little bit of more experience. The extra range on the torch staff is definitely helpful over regular torches sometimes. And there is an archer there. He doesn't like to move, though. He usually only attacks you when you're directly adjacent to him. It still hurts quite a lot, and the poison is... I don't want to deal with the poison. Speaking of not wanting to deal with the poison. Oh, right, I actually do. I remember that in... that's not a good hit rate. But yeah, I do remember that in my most recent playthrough of this, I ended up with people who got stuck poisoned for a really long time. Probably because they got hit by this bow here, and I didn't have any antitoxins in this rear area. Okay, Ross should be kind of fine around there. You'll just stay there. I want to get my stragglers leveled up a bit before Chapter 13, because that one is really, really painful. Really painful. It's probably one of the few chapters in this game that I actually have problems with. Okay, you both hit. That is a little annoying, but Ross, I think he still has some elixir uses left. I probably should have given him a fresh elixir now that I think about it. Had a feeling you go for Joshua. Well, one dodge is good. unfortunately couldn't quite finish him. But that means this guy's forced to attack Garrick, which is great. Even with weapon triangle disadvantage, Garrick still destroys you even with an iron sword. I do like the mercenary animations in the GBA games quite a bit. Like I said, a lot of them probably influenced Ike quite a bit. And don't worry about that guy getting close to Rachel. It's kind of funny, despite being a healer NPC out in the middle of nowhere, Rachel is generally not in much danger in this chapter. Okay, here's what I turned the animations back on for. So yeah, there's Dosler. It's kind of funny, his palette is not much different to his palette as a playable character. Anyway, now I can go back to, not status, go back to... And it remembers my settings, good. Right, let's see. This thing is annoying. Very few people are capable of doubling a Maldoog. Again, I don't really know how it's meant to be pronounced, but I'm pretty sure that it's Celtic. Let me see who can kill that archer. There. Actually, I might need loot to finish off that thing, so I am firstly going to... Let me... Actually, Colin gets shot from there, doesn't he? I mean, he should be fine from just a single attack, unless he misses and gets hit by this guy, which could easily happen. Just going to clear the way a little bit here. Because Erica should be trying to move as fast as she can. Also, hi, Moguls. Also, hi there, Gargoyle! You might remember them from Echoes, but this is the first time we're seeing them here. Again, unless you do skirmishes, in which case you probably saw them a lot earlier than now. Let's see. Yeah, just the regular iron sword is probably fine. Once again, Garrick is amazing. The hero critical animation's even cooler. I can't wait until I get to show that. That was good, but no speed. Which is kind of a running theme in this playthrough. But Garrick hits so hard and has such high base speed, he doesn't really care that much. Aha! Joshua can actually double that. That's very rare. Wonder if... No, I don't think she's almost able to one-shot. You know, I'd rather loot get the extra experience. Ah! You know, something in my mind, I could tell that was going to happen. I just knew, I was like, okay, that's going to miss, isn't it? And then it did. What is up with my true hit luck in this playthrough? It's really bizarre. I don't normally get this unlucky playing Sacred Stones. I really don't, but it's happening here for some reason. This is going to miss too, isn't it? Okay. Maldoog has some pretty cool animations too. I like the growl they do. Their promoted version is even cooler. Though I actually wish that it had kept its Japanese name. Thunder... Oh, well, I suppose I can go for this. There we go. One burned Hellhound. Okay, just making sure... Okay, good. Erica can go pretty far there. Just making sure that Natasha is not in range of anything bad. Actually, she might not be a bad idea to lure in those Moguls, because she's probably going to get tinked by them. Well, I mean, not exactly tinked, but... Resistance 14. She actually is going to get tinked! Wow, I thought I was exaggerating, but I wasn't. That's pretty funny. Just something quick that I want to show here. If I go into the units menu, you can actually sort people based on how the highest in a certain stat. And like I thought, she has the highest resistance in my group. So yeah, you can sort by stat, which is kind of cool. So yeah, see who has the highest luck, skill, speed, defense. I like that sometimes. Can be useful to know who in your army is the best at certain areas. Okay. Actually, Natasha can go out of range of that archer and yet still... Oh yeah, here's what Tedious' dance animation looks like with animations turned off, which I think is borrowed from Lalem. Or I think it's officially Larum. Kind of annoying because a lot of those official localized names you could only see temporarily on the while the Choose Your Heroes poll was active. You don't even have a vulnerary. Yeah, I'm sure she did. So yeah, this should be fine, hopefully. Still don't like that guy though. So you, like I said, the one-use hatchet might... I'll never know when that might come in handy, but for now, I'm kind of gonna do that and let Ross go ahead and use his vulnerary. I do need to be careful how I move Ross, because like I said, the boss is down there and he is a sword user. So Ross is not going to do well against him. You're still equipping him. Thank you. Good. I don't know when the reinforcements are going to spawn, but they probably will eventually. Longbows are always annoying. Thankfully, that was the only thing that hit Column that turn. Yeah, you're going to attack. Please miss. Good. Don't have to worry about being poisoned. Unless Ross misses next turn. And here are those pathetically weak reinforcements that I talked about earlier. There are a few waves of these, and like I said, I like to leave my lower level party members behind so that they can kill these things pretty easily. It's kind of amusing how much of a dodge tanking armor Amelia's being. I guess she is tanking in a sense. Okay, now I am a little worried about how hard they're going to hit Tana. 9 damage, yeah. That's not exactly the best. The cool thing about Revenants is that you can pretty much double them regardless of how heavy your weapon is. Which is exactly why I bought that Steel Lance for Amelia before. And nice dodge there. I won't have to pass the vulnerary back to you, at least for a little bit. There are quite a few more reinforcements that come through here, though. But they're all pretty weak Revenants. Please hit. This is where the hatchet would come in handy, but I didn't need it. Good. Don't need to worry about poison for a bit. Of course, there are a few other poison weapons here. I'm pretty sure you can't get any... You just moved yourself right next to a wall. Excellent. Although, these guys will then be able to... one of them will be able to attack Luke from over the wall, so I'll probably need to heal her. 9 damage. Unless I feel confident in, unless either of you have javelins. No, you don't have a javelin, okay. Alright, let's just try and get rid of you. I feel like even with weapon trial advantage against her, those moguls are not going to be a threat to loot. Don't exactly want to move Natasha back, though. Yeah, only one of them can go for her anyway. Yeah, the moguls actually have longer range than the skeleton cohorts. Unfortunately, that one is just within this one's range, which means I can only Natasha lure one of them, and I'm pretty sure... I wonder if he will go for Natasha, I don't know. He might or might not. Alternatively, I just stick Garrick there, and just leave everything to him. Or I stick Joshua here and hope that he dodge well. I mean, he's probably going to be alright. Although, if one lance hits him and then 2 magic, that could potentially end badly. Also, I'm going to go ahead and torch up this area. I don't think there are any enemies there now. There goes torch. Let me see if I spoke to... Oh, there are. Okay, I thought these two were reinforcements, but no, they're here now. Yeah, these guys are going to rush inside the ruins when they get given the chance. Okay, yeah, Colin needs to get healed. Should I leave loot there, or should I actually, if I do... Oh, she's not going to get attacked if I do that. Yeah, let's get loot moving away. Is going to increase the chances of other things gang up on Joshua, but still. I need those chests. I kind of like Colin to just stand here and keep torching in the center, but Like I said, I need the chests. Although we are going to be getting some chest keys. Yeah, Seth is going to annihilate those things. I'd rather the experience go to some other people. So let's just keep him back a bit for now. Thought you'd go for the Pegasus Knight. And another miss. Nice. There are no words. Seriously, what is wrong with my luck in this recording? It's just... it's bizarre. Sacred Stones' RNG normally is very merciful to me. It's like this has suddenly turned into FE6. Okay, at least you dodged that. That's good. What's the other one going to do? Ah, he's going to go for Garrick. Garrick seems to have better resistance than Joshua. And, like I said, more Revenants. You. Wow, I need to hit you twice. Seriously? Ah. You know what? Let's have Amelia finish you. Just so I don't risk taking extra damage on Tana. And there goes one of them. And there goes level up. Nice. Strength. That's not the best, but it's okay. What to do next? Nope. Yeah, so 9, 18, and then 27 most likely. So if all three of them hit, she will die. Which means that I might have to, unfortunately, bring Ross back for a second. Wow, nice. 75 damage. Revenants are admittedly your main source of... That's still not going to be enough, isn't it? Yeah, that'll be 34. Revenants are your main source of ludicrously high damage numbers, is what I meant. The highest possible damage that you can achieve in the game is done on a Revenant. It does require glitching, though. I'll be discussing that later on. Yeah, no, that's fine. Both of them will... Yeah, she won't die. I actually want them to go for her because she's slightly behind Amelia, and that's pretty sad. So, who do we get rid of now? Can Erica finish you off? She actually can. Although I do want that guy gone. Oh, I can do it with an Iron Sword. Let's just go ahead and do that. Of course that would hit. But these guys only having 50 hit without even a weapon triangle disadvantage behind them is actually pretty sad as well. Yeah, let's outright one-shot you. Once again, Garrick showing off his awesomeness. Now we have this guy over here with his pathetic little slim sword. I mean, it does have a tiny bit of a critical rate, but seriously. Slim lances are somewhat useful to Pegasus Knights, but I never find slim swords very useful unless I'm intentionally trying to not do much damage. Do I heal Colin or do I heal Josh? If I somehow had a chest key on him... Nobody's got one in their inventory by any chance. Don't think so. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and heal Joshua. And Natasha levels up. 13. And even more resistance. She is still the undisputed lead of that stat in this army. I kind of want to be a little careful here, because I get the feeling there are more enemies down there that I can't see yet. Tethys can... I don't know. I mean, the only thing I could really try is if Column goes back, uses a vulnerary, then goes forward and uses a torch. It's... I guess it's something. Let's go ahead and do that. This is kind of dumb, but it at least lets Tethys be productive this turn. She's at least doing something. Okay, now I am running low on this. You can always buy them, though. Let's see. Anything... Okay, there is one other enemy down here. Where things get really interesting is when you start approaching down this area, and also some reinforcements start spawning from up here. That's where I might need to bring Seth in, just to plug some areas. Still funny how he's the only one here who can use the rune sword at the moment. Hopefully Joshua will be up there, although, if I remember remembering right, the Myrmidon ranged sword animation is very weird looking. Okay, good, you all attacked her. That, well, actually. You know, she doesn't even need to kill this guy to get a level up. So that's also fine. The problem, though, with sending Tana down the bottom area is I'm pretty sure there are archers down there. And I'm not really sure where they are, but I know they're there. Hi, Nino. Why did I say Nino? Stupid palette swaps. Thank you for doubling, though. Although, in my practice attempt for this chapter, I had a moment where I got screwed over because loot doubled. She only survived because she dodged them. Thank you for oh, okay, yeah. I was, like, while I would normally say thank you for speed, like I said, there was a situation in my practice attempt of this chapter where... yeah, let's get rid of the door key. Where she actually got screwed over because she doubled. One of those situations where if she didn't double, she'd only get attacked by one enemy, but because she did double... she got attacked by 3, including a very strong promoted enemy that only didn't kill her because it missed. So that was very, very unfortunate. I never like those times where somebody only survives a bad tactical decision just because of a dodge. It's always kind of like, you just get this sense that, oh, you know, really it should have been over there. Okay, I'm gonna just have Seth stand in this gap for now, just to prevent these death goyles from... They're not death goyles yet! There is a death goyle in this chapter, but it's not these. These gargoyles from swooping in and slaughtering everything. And we get a secret book. I love how the Thief Vision range just disappears temporarily while you're getting a chest. I don't really know why that happens, it just sort of does. Some of these things have... Okay, your stats are actually surprisingly decent. Again, enemy stats are randomized, but sometimes these things have some pretty good defense behind them. You're fine. Where can I move loot where she won't get slaughtered? Around there, and then I can just... Although... You're also a Lance Revenant. Yeah, Erica's not in range anyway. But I think it's a little bit more important to heal Erica at this point. And unfortunately, Tethys is stuck behind everyone. It's funny, in a lot of ways, this chapter is a bit like a less extreme version of Battle Before Dawn. You're rushing towards some NPCs in the middle of a fortress in fog. And I know that this freaks out a lot of people, but Battle Before Dawn is actually my favorite chapter in FE7. Admittedly, I don't play Hector Hard Mode, and I've seen what Maxime's stats look like on Hector Hard Mode, and it's like, seriously, what? It's like the biggest stat increase of any enemy across difficulty. It's like, on normal, that guy is pathetic. He's absolutely zero threat to you, and he only exists to get killed by Jafar to show off how awesome Jafar is. But on Hector Hard, his stats are suddenly 20 points higher than they are normally. It's just such an enormous boost, it's really weird. And more Shades of Jafar, killing edge criticals. The main reason I like Battle Before Dawn is just the sheer story. Don't critical, please. Thank you. Okay, yeah, this is another one of those situations where if you crit, you're actually in a bad situation, because if that other gargoyle did exactly the same amount of damage, if Joshua crit and killed that one, he would have been dead. Most likely, unless he got a lucky dodge. So yeah, oh, by the way, this is what gargoyles look like in this one. I do kind of like what they did with them in Echoes. They made them look more stone-like. And having the death galls made of bronze is also a pretty cool touch. But yeah, speaking of gargoyles, we need to burn some gargoyles. Thankfully, there are only gargoyle summoners in this one. Now, the way doubling works in Echoes made gargoyles really annoying to fight. I need to heal you desperately. Gonna pop my last use of this men staff. Because, yeah, only needing one speed higher to double, it meant that the gargoyles were surprisingly durable with their decent speed and defense. These things, on the other hand, it is annoying how the steel sword lowers your speed just enough that you don't double them, but let's just go for... That's a good critical. I like that, because that saves on uses of your weapon. And I suppose I can have Garrett go in there. Like I said, the Lance Reaver is actually fairly useful in this chapter because there are a lot of lances, but I'd rather save it for the next chapter. Well, not the next chapter, the chapter after, chapter 13, because there are also lots of lance users, but they're terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, there's a very, very annoying part of this chapter. And here's something that you can do with dancers. Increasing your movement range by 1. So, I actually want to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and use the torch staff down there before... And yeah, scanning this out. So, this guy here, he has a door key. He will actually use that door key if you get close to this door. He'll unlock it, and a bunch of enemies here will come rushing into you. There's a death goyle around here, which is a promoted gargoyle. So, you do need to be very careful approaching this door. Like I said, that guy has a door key and he's not afraid to use it. There's also an enemy that has a door key that spawns around here eventually. For now, though... Oh yeah, there are also reinforcements that show up around here at some point. Now, hopefully, by speaking of them, they will not arrive. Although it's probably their time soon. I think all the reinforcements in this chapter are proximity-driven, like some other chapters in this game. Advancing cautiously, because I know the boss is somewhere down there. Please let there not be an archer in there. I don't think there is. Is this the boss? No, it's not. Okay, it's just a normal bone walker. False alarm. The boss is down there, though. Somewhere. Oh, there is an archer here. Had a feeling there was at least one. Which is why I needed to be careful of Tana. There's the upper reinforcements. They're not really all that bad, just an archer and a couple of bone walkers, although one of them has a javelin, one of them does have a toxin lance, which is annoying. But the really annoying part of this chapter is still to come. Namely, this bit. Now, I'm going to light a fire on that bone walker's head, thus turning him into an Echo's bone walker, I just realized. Yeah, 2 gargoyles and a death goyle. So this is a promoted gargoyle. 7 movement, can fly, hits very hard, all around very, very annoying. Especially if you don't see the door key thing coming. I could just have Seth grab Erica and run to where Rachel is, but I kind of want Seth to be on the front lines here. I guess I can deal with them later. This is a route chapter, by the way. May have mentioned that already, but it is. There are a lot of lance users down there. And loot needs healing. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can have Seth bait these guys into opening the door. Like I said, loot needs healing. But hey, Garrett can get to the front lines more easily. this could also be another case where I might suffer death by being too awesome if I'm not careful. Keep an eye on the Death Coil's movement range, because he's the main threat here. Iron Sword should make this not too bad. Yeah, that's just an iron bow, that's not a long bow. Okay, that's also just an iron bow, and that's just a standard iron sword. As much as I want to have Tana Javelin that guy and then chop the archer, I'm sure the boss will be able to reach Ross from there. One attack from the boss shouldn't be that bad, but I don't think Ross could endure 2 attacks from... I'm pretty sure the boss won't double Ross, but I don't want to speak too soon. This seems silly, but I do have a plan here. The plan is either to just run Ross a little bit forward and just stand here and use the vulnerary. Now, unfortunately, he gets a little bit of a speed reduction from the Killer Axe. I kind of want to save it for when he's a Berserker, though. Actually, the boss might double Ross if I did that. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and vulnerary up. Meanwhile, loot. Still got to be careful around here, because then my rear guard might be in danger soon-ish. Let's see if they unlock the door now. Yeah, they are going to unlock the door.